Hello students, this side Pooja Sharma, your physics teacher from Cambridge International School, Daswa. Children, I hope you all are fine and healthy and your families too. Children, we are going to continue the chapter motion. But before proceeding on with the next, I just want to have a recap of whatever we have done. And I'm going to guide you how to do well in physics. Before going on with that, I want that the recent two videos which are uploaded of physics, let's revise that once so that the whole graphical topic will be clear once again to you. You will be able to revise that once again. So let's do that. Let's have a recap of that and then we proceed on with today's session. So let's get started. So children, the first graph which we are going to do is distance time graph when the object is in state of rest. Okay. So in this, what we are going to learn is first we understand how to draw the graph and then we are going to understand that which kind of graph it is. Okay. So let's take an example. Suppose the body is in at a distance of 20 meter. Let's say a car is at a distance of 20 meter when the time is 0 second. So we mark it over here. Fine. Now when the time increases to 1 second, still the car is at 20 meter. So let's draw a perpendicular from this time axis and a perpendicular from this 20. And where they meet, just highlight it by a dot and a circle. Fine. It means this is the position. Fine. Then when the time is 2 seconds, the object is at a distance of 20 meter. So mark it. When the time is 3 seconds, the object is at a distance of 20 meter. Mark it. Now whatever the dots you got, join them and make a line. Now if you look onto the graph, you get a straight line parallel to your this time axis. Fine. It means whenever you have a straight line parallel to time axis, the body is in state of rest. See, at 0 distance is 20, at 1 distance is 20, at 2 distance is 20. Means distance is not changing. It means the object is in state of rest. And through this graph you can conclude that in rest position the distance time graph will have a line which will be parallel to time axis. Okay, now the second graph under distance time graph, we are going to do that the distance time graph for uniform motion. Okay, so means there has to be uniformity. First look onto the table which I have drawn there. It's written time and distance, and time is 0, then the distance is 0. When the time is 1, distance is 10. When the time is 2, distance is 20. When the time is 3, distance is 30. Now if you look onto the time in the table, time increases by a factor of 1, 1, 1, 1. Means there is uniformity in time. 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. If you look onto the distance, it goes from 0 to 10, then 10 to 20, then 20 to 30. So there is also uniformity. So means this is going to give you uniform motion. Now let's draw it in the graph. Now first of all you have to label the axis and you have to write this. Fine. Remember one thing, time will be on x-axis because it is independent quantity, and distance on y-axis because it is depending on time. Dependent quantity. Second thing you have to keep in mind is that must write the unit. With the time I have written second. With the distance I have written meter. Now time I have written second means these 1, 2, 3, 4 are not hours or minutes. These are what? These are seconds. 1 second, 2 second, 3 second, 4 second and so on. Similarly on y-axis distance, this is not 10 kilometer, 20 kilometer. I have written meter here. Means this is 10 meter, 20 meter, 30 meter, 40 meter. Means these units will give you a clarity of about your graph. Okay. Now let's draw it. When the time is 0, the distance is also 0. So the point will be here. When the time is 1, let's draw a perpendicular from time. The distance is 10. So it will be here. When the time is 2, the distance is 20. So the dot will be here. We put a dot and circle to highlight. Okay. When the time is 3, the distance is 30. So the dot will be here. Now when you join all these dots, you get a straight line but inclined to time axis. So this straight line will tell you that there is uniformity. Okay. And it is inclined. There is distance change going on from 10 to 20, then 20 to 30. Fine. It means it is in motion also. So this is distance time graph for uniform motion. So now next we are going to do is distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Again, if you look onto the table over there, it's written distance and time. When the time is 0, distance is 0. Time increased by 1 factor, that is 1 second. The distance increased by 5 meter. Time again increased by 1, that is from 1 it reaches to 2 seconds. Distance increased from 5 to 10. Time increases from 2 to 3, again by a factor of 1. But now here the distance increases from 10 meter to 20 meter. It means there is a variation. So let's understand. When the time is 0, the distance is 0. When the time is 1, the distance is what? 5, means in between, in the center of the 0 and 10. So it will be here. Fine. When the time is 2, the distance is 10. The line will be here. When the time is 3, the distance is 20. The line will be here. So it goes like this. So if you look onto the graph, it's not straight, but there are bends in between. There are curves. Fine. It means this is non-uniformity. Obviously, you can understand from here, time goes from 0 to 1, 1 to 2, 2 to 3. There is uniformity. But distance goes from 0 to 5, then 5 to 10, and then from 10 to 20. It means there is not uniformity. So we can say that this is the distance time graph for non-uniform motion. Now children, next topic under distance time graph is how to calculate the speed using the graph. Okay. So I am giving you one example. We are going to do this and understand it. Okay. And in the worksheet I will be giving you 1-2 more example based upon the same. Okay. So I have drawn the distance time graph. The same one which we have done for the other graphs. It's written 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds. 10 meter, 20 meter, 30, 40, 50 meters. Okay, these are your distances. Now let's say you have taken this, that at 0 the distance is 0, at 1 second the distance is 10, at 2 second the distance is 20, at 3 second the distance is 30. So this is uniform motion. You got a straight inclined line. Okay. Now somebody told you that find out the speed of the object between point A and B. Means you have to find out the speed across this position. Okay. So what you are going to do is, you want the values across this position. From the formula of speed, what we have, speed is equal to distance over time. Fine. We have to find out distance, we have to find out time. So for time, draw the perpendiculars onto the time axis. Fine. From where you are going to start, that will be your T1. Where you are going to end, that will be your T2. Okay. Similarly, draw the lines onto the y-axis, onto the distance to get the value of distance. So from where you are going to start, that is from A, that will be your S1, that is initial distance. And where you are going to end, that is B, in front of that, S2, that is your final distance. Okay. So we put the values over there. Speed is equal to distance over time. Distance we write it S2 minus S1. Why? Because we know distance will be final minus initial. Look here. If you start from 20 and you reach at after some time at distance 30. Means what is the distance you covered? Have you covered 30 kilometers here? Or have you covered 10 kilometers? So what you have to do is, what is the final position minus what is the initial? So S2 minus S1. Okay. So I have written there, divide by time. Time also, final time minus initial time. So T2 minus T1. Now their values. At S2 it is written 30, put there. At S1 it is written 20, put there. So 30 minus 20, divide by time. At T2 it is written 3 seconds, right there. At T1 it is written 2 seconds, right there. Next, just we have substituted the values. Now we have to solve it. 30 minus 20 is 10, 3 minus 2 is 1. So 10 over 1 is 10. And then units as per the graph. Distance is in meter, time is in second. So unit is meter per second. If in any question it is written kilometer here and here it is written minute, so kilometer per minute, or if it is written hour here, then kilometer per hour. So depending upon the units you have to write the unit there. Okay. Okay, now the graph is velocity time graph. We are going to do 3 graphs under this. The first one is the velocity time graph when the body is with constant velocity. See, velocity time graph mein you are not supposed to draw the rest graph. Rest graph is only possible if the object is at 0 velocity. Means object is not moving. Okay, velocity speed is not there. It's 0. So when you have rest graph, it will be like this. Okay. 0, nothing. At 1, the velocity is 0, means car not started. At 2 second velocity is 0, matlab car not started. At 3 second velocity is 0, so the line will be over here. Okay, that is understood. Now we are going to do here is velocity time graph for constant velocity. Fine. So in this case, let's say when the time is 1 second, the velocity of the car is 20 meter per second. So the dot will be here. When the time is 2 seconds, still the car is going on with the velocity of 20. So the dot will be there. When the time is 3 seconds, still the car is going on with the velocity of 20. So the dot will be here. Or you can say that you are going onto your Activa, onto your scooty. After 1 second, your velocity, your speed, your velocity is 20. Fine. You have not increased, not decreased. After 2 seconds also, your velocity is 20. After 3 seconds also, your velocity is 20. Means neither you are accelerating nor you are applying brake. Fine. So you are going on with the same velocity throughout the journey. Fine. So you will be having the line like this. A straight line parallel to time axis. This shows that you are moving. See, your velocity is 20, means you are moving. You are having some speed, some velocity. But it's not going up or down. It is constant. After 1 second, your velocity is 20. After 2 seconds, you have not even applied acceleration, given acceleration, not even brake. It's still 20. So you are going on with the same velocity. So this is the velocity time graph for constant motion. Now we have velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Children, if we say acceleration, you know what is acceleration? It is change in velocity over time. So means there has to be a change. In the previous graph where we did constant velocity, what will be the acceleration there? Let's do it once again. The graph is like this. Okay. So the velocity here is also 20. The velocity here is also 20. Fine. Acceleration is change in velocity. You have to find out acceleration in between these two. It is u initial velocity. This is v final velocity. Fine, this is T1, this is T2. Fine. So change in velocity is what? At V it is 20, at U also it is 20. So change in velocity, 20 minus 20 is what? 0. So if there is no change in velocity is 0. It means acceleration is also 0. Okay. So in constant velocity you will not get acceleration, because acceleration, in case of acceleration, the velocity will never be constant. It will be change in velocity. There has to be a change in velocity, only then acceleration will occur. Now the velocity time graph for uniform acceleration. Let's take example again. At time 0, the car is at 0, a car is having 0 meter per second velocity. When the time is 1 second, the velocity of the car is 10 meter per second. When the time is 2, the velocity of the car is 20. When the time is 3, the velocity of the car is 30. Okay. So when you are going to join all these lines, these points, you get a straight line. Okay. So this straight line shows that velocity is changing. See, it is increasing, and with equal intervals. Equal change in time, equal change in velocity. So this is uniform acceleration. Okay. So the next is velocity time graph for non-uniform acceleration. So because it is non-uniform, so it will not be a straight inclined line. It can be any curves, any zigzag. Okay. So let's say when the time is 1 second, the velocity of object is 10. When the time is 2 seconds, the velocity of the object is 30. When the time is 3 seconds, the velocity of the object is 25. In between 20 and 30. Fine. Now if I have to draw it, it goes like this. So it's not a straight. Okay. So this kind of motion, we say it is accelerated motion, because velocity keep on changing. First it is 10, then it is 30, then it is 25. So there is change in velocity, but there is no uniformity into it. Okay. So we say it is accelerated motion, but non-uniformly accelerated motion. Now children, we are going to understand how to calculate displacement using velocity time graph. So let's say you have this uniform motion, fine, uniformly accelerated motion. So in this case, if somebody asks you what is acceleration, so that too is same as that of speed. Just say if I told you in speed that distance over time, put the values of distance, put the values of time. Similarly, acceleration is what? That is velocity over time. So if somebody asks you from A to B, what is the acceleration? So take the velocity across A and B, take the time across A and B, put the values and get the answer. Like here, acceleration is what? It is change in velocity over time taken. Okay. So change in velocity, at A the change is 0, at B the change is 20. So change in velocity is 20 minus 0. At A the time is 0, at B the time is 2. So 2 minus 0, so that is 20 over 2, 10 meter per second square. So this will be your acceleration. Now you know that velocity is displacement over time. Means by using velocity time graph we can also find out displacement. Now for that, what you have to do is, remember this always, that for finding distance and displacement using the graph, you have to find out the area included under those points. Like I say, find out the distance, the displacement from A to B. Now if you have to find out it, draw the perpendicular. It is already on x-axis, so no need to draw. From B, draw the perpendicular onto the x-axis. where it meet, label this also. Let's say C. Now see the kind of figure it is forming. If I shade it, it's a kind of triangle. Okay. So displacement will be equal to area of triangle ABC. Okay. What is the formula of triangle? Half into base into height. In this case, half. Base is AC and height is BC. So half into base. What is its value? It start from 0 and end at 2. So 2 minus 0. It will be 2 multiplied by BC. BC starts from 0. See, this is the line along the y-axis. So you have to take the values of this y-axis. Okay. This is the line along x-axis. So you have to take the values of x-axis only. Fine. So this is BC. At C it is 0. At B it is 20. So 20 minus 0 it is 20. So 2 get cancelled. What you have is 20 meter is your displacement. Okay. Now suppose in the same graph somebody changes the points. Let's say the points AB which you have to find out are changed. Okay. Now somebody says that find out let's say this is 1, this is 2, okay. So these are not the points now. Let's say you have to find out from A to B. Okay. So first of all, draw the perpendiculars across x-axis. So it will be this one and this one. Label the figure. It is A, B, right here C, right here D. If you look onto this, this is a kind of trapezium. Remember trapezium? Having two sides parallel and two sides non-parallel. So in this also, these two sides are parallel and these two sides are non-parallel. So this is also kind of trapezium. The formula of trapezium is what? Half into sum of parallel sides into height. Okay. So half into what are the parallel sides? One is AD plus second is BC into height. Children, these are the two parallel sides. These are the two parallel sides. So this slanting will never be the height between them. So the height will be this one, DC. Okay. So right here DC. Now put the values. Half into what is AD? AD start from 0 and end at 10. So 10 minus 0. It is 10 plus BC. Start from 0 and at 20. See, AD is along y-axis. So we have taken these values. BC is also along y-axis. So we will take these values. Okay. So BC is 20 minus 0, that is 20. And DC, it starts from 1 and at 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. Got it? Now when you calculate it, it's half 10 plus 20, 30 multiplied by 1. It get cancelled. 2 ones are 2, 2 15s are 30. So it is 15 meter per second square. This will be your answer. Okay. Now I am going to make it a bit easier. For example, there is someone who know the formula of this trapezium also. But sometimes we will not be able to understand which kind of figure it is. Or sometimes we forget the formulas. Okay. Like these are the formula of trapezium we don't remember. Or any figure whose formula we don't remember. Okay. Then what we can do is we can split the diagram into pieces. Like here I am going to split it like this. Let's write here E. So this will be a triangle plus a rectangle. There are two diagrams and if I combine these two diagrams it will be a trapezium again. Okay. So now in this case displacement is equal to area of triangle ABE plus area of rectangle AECD. Okay. So area of triangle is half into base. Base is AE into height, that is BE. We will solve this, plus rectangle, length into breadth. So length is DC into breadth is AD. So let's put it and solve it. Half we write as it is AE. It starts from 1, it end at 2. See, A is like this across x-axis. So we take x-axis values. Fine. So AE is 1 to 2. So 2 minus 1 is 1. BE, it goes from 10 to 20. So 20 minus 10 is 10. Plus DC goes from 1 to 2. 2 minus 1 is 1. Multiply by AD goes from 0 to 10. So 10 minus 0 is 10. Now solve it. 2 1s are 2 5s are. So this will be 5 plus 10. So 15 meter per second square. See, when I use the formula of trapezium, that time also answer is same, 15 meter per second square. This way also answer will be same. Fine. So whatever you face easy, you can do that. Now children, we are going to do the topic for today, that is how to make the physics concepts easy. Okay. The very important thing is that you will feel this when you go on with a lot of topics, that you get confused between the quantities or between the units. Fine. So the best way is to organize them. Fine. Make a booklet or do it on a chart paper on an A4 sheet and then paste it somewhere, so that it will be easy for you to look onto it again and again and recall the things back. Okay. It will not be difficult, but yes, you organize the things. Whenever you have to revise this, just take that chart, take that paper and go with it. Okay. So let's do the different physical quantities which we have done till now and their units. So the first we have done is distance, and its unit is what? Its unit is meter. Then the second we have done is displacement. What is its unit? Again meter, because it is distance in one particular direction. Okay, so it is a kind of distance only. So it is meter. The third one which we have done is speed. Its unit is meter per second. The fourth one which we have done is velocity. Its unit is meter per second square. The fifth one is acceleration. Velocity is meter per second. Then is acceleration. It is meter per second square. Fine. You can also do one thing, that along with writing the quantities, you can also write the formulas. Fine. And put a small bracket over here and write a little bit of their definition. Like speed is what? It is distance over time. Fine. Velocity is what? Velocity is what? It is displacement over time. Acceleration, it is change in velocity over time. Distance, you can write the actual path. Displacement, shortest path. Means put some of the keys along with it, so that it will be ready reckoner for you. Okay, whenever you want, you just go with it, and the concept is going to be, you can easily recall the things, it's going to be clear to you. Okay. So children, with this we are going to finish today's session, physics session. So I hope you understood, and you will be able to manage your physics work well. If you face any problem, please let me know, and please go with this complete revision of graphical topic once again. We did the distance time graphs, and then we did the velocity time graphs, plus we understood how to do the calculations in between, and then we did is how to organize your physics quantities and the units and the definitions. If you have that all on one sheet, it will be a ready reckoner for you throughout your class, throughout your session, throughout your journey. So it will be easy for you to understand the concepts. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Thank you. Stay home, stay safe.